one of my favorite players, man, of all time, guys, they'll come back and say, well, give me your favorite players. I said, well, player. I'd be like, I can't give you one because these dudes, these kids were amazing. But there's one that I always talk about, Creston Highschool.
Oh, man.
Little P.
Preston Holman was this big, man. And I used to have the guys at the barber shop. I would come in, and
Pound for pound.
they would give me the business. Coach, we got a heck of a team. We're gonna go all the way this year, but you got to get rid of that little corner. you got to get rid of that little corner you got.
Yeah, right.
And I said, what? I said, I'll get rid of all the rest of them before I get rid of P-Funk. I said, are you kidding me? Yeah. This guy, I'm telling you right now, he was amazing. Yeah. Had a tremendous. First of all, his academics was off the chart. Yeah. He had an opportunity to go play at K College, to be an engineer. Yeah. But, man, he was this tall. And people would try him. I'm like, keep trying.
And he'd show up every time.
He'd show up every time,
and
man.
lay the wood.
Yes.
Lay the wood, bro. We scrimmaging. You remember this. Our senior year, we had a scrimmage at Rockford. It was Rockford, Lowell, and Muskegon. We didn't scrimmage Muskegon because
we played them.
But this was the biggest scrimmage in West Michigan. It was like 3,000 people at the scrimmage. No lie. No lie, it's a big scrimmage.
That's how y'all used to have it back then, though.
So Preston, we playing Lowell, and Lowell's running the veer, and the fullback came about 200, 220. Preston, 130?
If
120, 130, all muscle. Fullback came in, Preston, smacked him. Dude got hurt, everything, fumbled off.
And P going nuts.
Crazy, yeah. Preston was a dude, like, before our games, no lie, Sparky used to tell, hey, fellas, do y'all thing. You could be here, you could be in the hallways. Yeah. If you want to get a quick lift in, get a lift. Yeah. Preston used to lift before the game. Like, literally, shirt off, football pants on, had his little headphones on, lifting hard. Preston was different, bro.
He was different.
That was Pete, man.
Coach, you ushered in probably the most NFL players this era has seen to this date. Now that I'm looking back on it, and we know where Creston Holman ranked. That's our guy. But out of all the players you coach, whether they went to the NFL or not, who was some of your favorites? You ain't got to say they was number one.
Yeah.
But who are a couple that come to mind for you?
I could break it down in a couple segments for you. You always got to go back to the beginning.
Yep.
Okay. There was this receiver we had. Man, he was a beast, and he was a baseball player. And these two gonna remember his name was Matt Crowley. Okay. Matt Crowley he could have been with them. Okay. He was the one that started it. It was the Air Bears. We was putting that thing up, and he had some gifts. He had some gifts, man. And I coached him also in baseball.
Gotcha.
And he went off to college to play baseball. But he was one heck of a receiver.
He helped start the foundation.
Man, he helped start the foundation, man, because we started getting that reputation that we would put it up. And then you kind of go from that early, moments into that next period, and then that next period, man, you got if you leave out Joey Rodriguez, something is wrong.
Joey was tough too.
Joey would,
and the leader of our team, bro. Didn't say 10 words.
He was the heart and soul of y'all team.
You knew what time it was.
You knew he was just
get him going, Scoop.
He was just
bro. I remember all the stories at Creston.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, Scooter. We was doing up downs. Joey looked at Scooter, get him going, Scoop. Like, he meant business. Yeah. Scooter ain't get him going. Toggled bro. Next up downs, he had him going. I tell you that's it.
They was tough. So I gotta Joey, because he set the standard.
Yeah.
Joey and all these guys saw it. So Joey set the standard. Not the most talented. But, man, you talk about this.
Hard, absolutely.
Ooh, he was tough. So those kind of guys, man, they laid the foundation for them, and they was seeing this. And then, you got to start getting into these cats, man. Carlton, I mean, come on, man. Like I told you, if you when you talk about City League football, if Carlton Brewster's name doesn't come out first, I got a problem.
Yeah,
I got a problem.
You might be low key hating.
Yeah,
right.
There's a problem. I mean, come on, man. At the end of the day, he went out and he played in the NFL.
Exactly.
And that's a whole new story in itself. Yeah. But then, so you got Carlton, that rolled through, and then all of a sudden, man. Boom, you look up, here comes Reuben Riley. Here comes Reuben Riley and Turner Nande. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's these guys are guys that, football Cam Bradfield.
Yeah.
You know,
dog.
I tell a great story about Cam. You know, he wasn't taking care of his business on his field. I would always tell parents, if you want to come to practice, come to practice. You know, keep the rule, you got to stay on the hill, though. But you can come to practice and see, because they'll tell you their practice is harder than the game.
Yeah.
You know, and so there was not a lot of time that was getting on the field for Cam. So his mom wanted to come to the coaches meeting for film. I said, come on, Cindy.
Yeah.
And Cindy came to the meeting.
Yeah.
And I said, now, Cindy, you got to let us coach. We're going to coach just like you're not here. And we breaking down the film, and Cam was getting worked. And she said, Coach, I'm good. I've seen enough. I'm out. I tell people to this day, the reason that Cam was in the NFL is because of Cindy. Cindy left that meeting.
Yeah.
Cam went to a whole different level. But that was the difference in what was going on.
Yeah.
And then, you know, don't let me leave out Justin Hoskins.
Yeah.
I seen Justin
That's
Hoskins.
E favorite.
I seen Justin Hoskins jump over my head
Right.
on the sideline. I saw Justin Hoskins score 8 different ways.
Yep.
You didn't hear me. 8
Woo.
different ways.
He was special.
Scoop and score, interception, kickoff return, punt return, threw a pass, caught a pass, ran a touchdown. I couldn't believe it was in middle school. It was in middle school. You know, so when I started Aston Martin,
Yep.
I mean, the name itself, man.
Exactly.
All right.
You know, Aston Martin, Drew Terry. He was part of that bridge with Joey.
Yeah.
You know, Drew Rush, he had a long-standing NCAA record.
Yeah.
400 and some yards. And guess what? He couldn't even get full-time carries for us
Nope.
because we had so many dudes.
Y'all was so loaded in
Yeah.
the backfield. Drew, Ashton, Justin, Turner,
Lloyd Kilgore.
Oh, man.
Scooter.
Once
Yeah.
again, it was dudes. It was
Yeah.
dudes. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. One of the things that really crushed me is when, you know, I'm coaching professionally. I was a coordinator, but then I became a head coach.
Yeah.
And I had to give up the coordinating position. A lot of people didn't know for years I had dual roles.
Okay.
You know, and that was by my choice because I didn't want to bounce on them. You know, so when I got the head job, I had to resign. AJ's team
Yep.
was about to be better than all their teams. But you got to remember, these guys was the reason that all those guys came
there.
to there.
Yep.
I coached those guys, and when those guys left, they didn't care nothing about them young boys. I went down and coached the 56ers. And we got kicked out the league.
Because y'all was too dominant.
We had to go play in Muskegon, Lansing, and Kalamazoo. Because those guys, those parents started sending kids to Creston, the feeders.
Yeah.
And man, we had Billy Hurst was the coach. He was the head coach, but I was with him.
Yeah.
And we was making sure we was going to keep that train rolling.
Yeah.
And so when I left, the cupboards were not bare by no means. We had some guys coming up that was,
Yeah.
woo.
A lot of talent
Pooter.
in that pipeline.
Porter.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, there's guys, and, you know, no disrespect to none of my boys because we had some dudes, man. I wanted you, but I couldn't get you, man.
Man.
I wanted you
Man.
too. Hey, you know, so we had a stranglehold. We did. We had a stranglehold on the city, and it was done the right way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Parents wanted them over there because here's the deal. Last time I checked, all these guys were getting opportunities to go play at the collegiate level
All of them.
and get degrees and, you know, and just doing things the right way, man. I couldn't be prouder,
Yeah.
you know, of that alone.
Absolutely.
When I see these boys come back, and we didn't even say Marcus Naves.
Oh yeah.
Nardy.
Nardy. Marcus Nays. Marcus 4-3.
Man, I can remember when you
Vertical.
kicked us out in practice, man. You was chasing Nardy to get the balls back. We had a good time, man. We had a good time.
It was, you know, like I said, much love, and it was unfortunate that I had to,
Yeah.
you know, Coach Michael Becker would always say, man, he said, he hated that Grand Rapids let me get away. Think about what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Grand
Yeah.
Rapids.
Exactly.
Yeah, Coach Baker, we would always kick it. He was like, man, you know, just like my man down in Cleveland, that Coach Ginn.
Yeah.
And Baker would always say, man, you know, Grand Rapids, you know, you were supposed to be in Grand Rapids like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and but, you know, I thought these guys, man, they came ahead of their time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could have been done.
Yep.
But they actually were ahead of their
Their time.
time.
Yep.
You know.